Grand Rising, loved ones. Welcome back to another episode of Healing Wisdom with me, your favorite spiritual advisor, Empress Oracle. So today I would like to talk to you guys about spiritual gifts and children. That is a topic I think is rarely touched on, but it is very important, especially in this day and age where we are having a mass spiritual awakening. And I don't think it's going to go off of age, race, creed, or anything like that. So children are susceptible as well, as long as the fact of when you are a child, your soul is pure. You are a direct channel of love and light, and children are more in tune with the spiritual world. Okay, that's why you have those sayings like, if you want to know the truth, ask a child, or out of the mouth of babes, and children see what we don't, because children's souls are more pure than ours. They haven't been through life and been tainted through heartache and, life toils and distress. So we have to protect our children. It's very important because now, especially that there's a spiritual warfare going on, it's very important that we protect our children as well, because they are innocent vessels that can be used. That's why in this day and time, we have to be very careful of what we have around our children. Even just because we're used to doing certain things, when we have our children in mind and when our children are around us, sometimes we just tend to forget and slip up and do certain things, not thinking about it. But children are sponges. They are sponges. And regardless, if you tell them, do as I say, not as I do, or whatever, they always want to be just like you, mom and dad, period. Even if you tell them, oh, be better than me, X, Y, and Z, you are their first role model. So they want to be like you first and foremost. So what are they seeing from you? If you're on a spiritual journey, are they seeing you practice your spirituality? Are you taking your children with you when you go out in nature to ground yourself? Take your child with you, because children nowadays, they have them on all these drugs. They label them as having ADHD and all this other shit. Most of the time, these children are just gifted, and they have so much energy, and they do not know how to contain it, or how to channel it positively. And instead of their parents, most of the time, taking the time out to try to really focus and tap in and tune in and find what can grasp that child's attention, that they can focus it and pour all that energy into. Instead of that, they would rather go and put them on these drugs and stuff. I'm not saying all children, because there are some children that genetically, their DNA, they're fucked up. But then you have the others who they're gifted. They are very gifted. And you have to figure that out, because I know for myself, I was a gifted child. Thankfully, I was blessed with a mother who always let me express myself, which is how I was able to hold on to my gifts and maintain them throughout my life. And even though at one point in time I was not able to use my gifts in their full entirety, I still always had a good grasp, because I was encouraged to be creative and to express myself and to delve into those curiosities and stuff as a child. So that's what we have to do with our children. A lot of times we have these kids with these imaginations, and they telling us parents like they have imaginary friends and stuff, and you telling them no, they don't. Let them, because a lot of times children like that, they see things. Those might be spirits that they're seeing that we can't see, because as you get older, we put the blinders on to fit in with society and stuff. So let that child express themselves. If your child if your child is just sitting there and randomly just tells you that somebody who may have crossed over, somebody who they may have never even met, said something, or all of a sudden they tell you so-and-so said this and that, you might not even know who that person is they're talking about. That child might be a channel, a medium. Pay attention. Don't just brush it off. Don't just chalk it off to nonsense. Ask questions, delve deeper, help them to develop their gifts. basically. And if you don't know exactly how, go and seek the knowledge to help your child. Don't just brush it off. Don't just drug them up. Don't just stick them in front of the TV, because that's a distraction by the man to take our attention away from what's going on around us and what's in us. Those frequency waves and everything are to suppress us and lower our vibrations. If you're doing that to your child from a young age, by the time they get older, their brains is gonna be fucking microwaved. You know what I mean? With all those drugs, the things that they have in those drugs, the chemicals that they have in those drugs are made to suppress our DNA with our innate natural gifts, the same gifts that they want from us. Okay? Y'all seen the movies? You know what I'm talking about. Real shit. Don't suppress these things and these gifts in your children. Encourage them. Give them different forms of creative expressions. Even if you yourself were not raised with those forms of creative expressions, or you don't know how, just fucking randomly ask them what they want to do. That's what I do for my children. I ask them, what do you want to do? Because as a child, if we listen to our children, what they say they want to do as a child, and we encourage that, blood clot. You see what I said? I'm telling you, because at the end of the day, once we get older and we go through life and all the bullshit, we always end up going back to what we wanted to do as a child, because that is our true passion. So encourage that in your child, okay? Don't ignore those gifts. Don't suppress them. Don't brush them off. Those are gifts that these children have, alrighty? We need to encourage them, water them so they can grow. That's what we need to do. That's what we will do. And there's a lot of parents that I see encouraging their children to do that. Shout out to you. We have all these geniuses. You know why? Because all of this excellent DNA that we're bringing together, and we're in the age of technology, and these parents, especially you younger parents, shout out to you breaking those generational curses. I see y'all raising your kids to be geniuses, making all these accomplishments and stuff. Thank you. I appreciate that. To all the parents that are encouraging their children, stellar job. Stellar job. Just in case nobody's told you. You the shit. You did that. You did that. Continue to do that. But besides the intellectual part, encourage the creative part. Okay? Encourage your children to have a harmonious blend. Encourage them to be balanced. Encourage them to be grounded. Get them outside. Take them outside in nature. When you go to work out, parents, take your kids with you. Take your kids with you. When you go jogging and shit, when you go to the park and shit, yeah, it's cool to go with your friends and all, but take your kids with you. Train them while they're young. The habits that you learned while as an older person, an adult, that you're working to perfect now, train them while they're young. Take them with you so they see that while they're young. So if they start doing that shit now while they're children that you're doing as an adult, imagine what they're going to be when they're grown. What better way to let your name and your legacy live on through your children? I'm telling you, let them see what you're doing. That means that you have to hold yourself really to a higher standard. That means that integrity, you're going to have to crank all the way up, and you're going to have to really do right. But it's going to make you be better, and it's going to make your child be out this fucking world. Trust me. Okay? So that the things that you had to go through, they don't have to go through that. And they can focus on enhancing their spirituality, cultivating their gifts at a young age. They'll know how to manage that. They'll know how to be balanced, get in touch with nature, okay? Root chakra, grounded, alrighty? Have them meditate with you. Keep their crowns open. Keep their third eyes open, because when your children, those are open. Keep them open. Alrighty? I'm telling you. Have them to express themselves, whether you think it's politically or societally correct or not. Have them express themselves the way they want to. Alrighty? And then you help them to expound on that and tailor that. And just imagine how amazing they'll be. That's what we got to do, parents. All right? And I'm not saying this for all of y'all, because a lot of y'all doing a good job. A lot of y'all have it. But the spirituality part, we got to get that side too. We got to get it all together. It all has to come together, okay? And culminate into one harmonious blend of productivity for our children, okay? It matters for this society. We're reshaping this society. And these are going to be the ones that are going to carry on our legacy and everything that we're working hard for. Just like how we're fighting now for what our ancestors did, we're fighting now for what our ancestors fought for. Okay, they was marching all that shit so we can have certain things. Now it's our time to do the things so that they can have that. Alrighty? Don't forget it. You know, Empress Oracle, she love the kids. Believe that. Children are blessings. Children are blessings. I don't give a fuck if you have 22.5 children. You are super blessed. Children are blessings. Alrighty? Don't just have them. Care for them. Grow them. With that being said, you guys take care. As usual. Love you.